So last week I saw the Studio Series 86 Long Haul and Hook Commander Class 2-pack was up for sale on BBTS and that they had them in stock. And now I passed on the 86 Constructicon set, but I wanted to get them for my nephew. And I told his dad, my brother, that I'd go in half with him if he wanted to pick them up for my nephew, which we ended up doing. But it made me think, guys, a good bit. You know, these are getting so expensive, and the line in general is becoming a bit cost prohibitive. I mean, there would be no way that my nephew, from his allowance alone, could have ever have acquired this set by themselves. So it got me thinking. We're going to be talking about why I believe the Transformers are no longer for children for a few reasons. Coming up right now on Transformers Talk Raw. Welcome back to another TTRP. That's a Transformers Talk Raw podcast here on YouTube and Spotify. I'd like to thank you guys for coming in and checking out the show this week. Sorry for the bit of the delay, but we have a good one coming and lined up for you. Packed full of news and other stuff. Before I get into all that, guys, you can check out those great links in the description below. It's going to take you to all kinds of cool stuff, including our Facebook group. There you can share your own channels or pages if you choose to join us. And we'd sure be glad to see you guys there. You can also help support the podcast further via Patreon, and that $1 or $3 a month, and that's all it is, guys. $1 or $3 a month. If you have the ability to help out, I'd sure appreciate it, guys. Get your name at the end of every show here on YouTube. Have my everlasting gratitude and have an extra entry in every giveaway we run here on the show. And we do one a month, guys. Just gave away a great figure. Gonna give another one away pretty soon. But it gives you an extra entry in case you are able to help out the show. But either way, guys, thanks for just coming in and listening, hitting that thumbs up button. We're going to get right into it today. Why I believe the Transformers are no longer for children whatsoever. And it's for a couple reasons. Again, I feel it's cost prohibitive. And what do I mean when I say that? Well, you know, I grew up playing Magic the Gathering. And as a young teenager, and we're talking like 97, 98 here, every $4 I got, not even $4, like $3, I'd go down to our local gaming store, card show, and of course I always collected Transformers. But there was lulls in our collecting as far as like when Beast Machines came around or when Armada was out, RID. You know, we got some of those guys, but I wasn't crazy into the lines. You know, I got some of them though. But there was only so much you could get. And I was also playing Magic, but I just noticing the price increases just for a pack of cards, and I'm telling you this for a reason. You know, it was $3 when I started playing Magic the Gathering. $3 a pack of cards. So you could easily come up with this. Any kid, is my point, could come up with this. Just on what money he gathered from his allowance or doing yard work or whatever. Well, that's not the case anymore. You know, a single booster pack of Play Booster of Magic the Gathering is now $6. And then they have collector boosters, which are anywhere from $30 to $60 each. So, and in the boosters packs nowadays, you can't even get that many valuable cards. Actually, you can't get any at all. You have to buy a collector booster. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. You could acquire rare cards. You could have a rare lottery ticket pool out of a pack of normal price Magic cards. You can't do that anymore. And it, in some ways, applies to the Transformers too, guys. You know, when I was a kid, again, we could save up enough to get a Deluxe or a Voyager. I remember plenty of times doing that for the Beast Wars. Even before you had a job. And we didn't have allowances, but I would sell comic books or I would do yard work or I'd gather up change and roll it. Whatever I had to do to get a figure I really wanted, that's what I got. But they just can't do that nowadays because of these prices. You know, my nephew had a goal to complete Studio Series 86 Devastator. See, I bought him a Scrapper. His dad bought him Bone Crusher, and without the body of Devastator, he wasn't going to complete him. So, but I knew that there was no way. I think he gets $10 a week for his allowance. And there's just no way to get him. It's, you know, the prices could go up after the months it would take, or probably take him a year to save up that much just to get him. Well, most of a year, you know, a good while is my point. And, you know, and then you're talking availability. And you're not going to see them in the store. I've never seen a Commander class figure at Walmart. Have you guys? So, I mean, my Walmarts have never carried Commander classes. And you're talking about online availability. And then you're talking about price increases after a few months. And God knows, again, if he's even going to be for the MSRP if you are to go online and get him. Now, because it's still early, he just came out, BBTS had him in stock, it comes to a little over $100. And that's for 2 Voyagers, essentially, guys. This Commander class is just 2 Voyager class figures. And that's kind of ridiculous to me. You know, when a core class and a little dinky, which would used to be considered an accessory, like a mini-con size figure, is 10, anywhere from $10 to, $14, depending on where you go to pick it up. That's sad. That's a core class. Deluxe is $25. When they started making these size class indications and really naming them, a deluxe was $10. Then it went to 15, then it went to 20, then of course now it's 25. Some places it's a little higher. Voyager's 35, Leader's 50. And I mean, it's just ridiculous. And unless a Titan goes on sale or something, my nephew would never be able to acquire a Titan. Of course, it's me or his dad that's got to get it for him because it's just beyond his ability. But it applies to all children. My little girl liked the Transformers. But she would never be able to acquire those important characters unless they got the junky versions, like some kind of weird, cheaper version, not from the main line is my point. Maybe something from Rescue Bots or something from maybe Transformers 1 from that line. Not a Transformers 1 Studio Series figure, but from the branded line. But I digress, guys. That's one reason why I feel that they're just not for kids anymore. They really are targeted towards adults. But, I got to thinking even about that. For a struggling college student, for example, who's into the Transformers, into collecting, he's not even able to acquire these things easily. Because usually they have a side jobs, but they have student loans they have to repay. They have other things they have to put food, So it's not even easy or even possible for those guys or those folks. Or even, say, if it's a single parent, to have that one hobby. They don't go out, they don't drink. I could easily imagine somebody being into the line, and I've known folks that are. Working a single job. When you are supporting a family and a household, you have utilities, rent, car insurance, just the daily necessities that have to come first. It's impossible to have any kind of hobby like that, especially one as expensive as a gaming of any sort or collecting TFs, because it's not a little amount of change to some people. I know for some it's very easily can just get whatever they want. It's not an issue, but to many, many, many people, and you can, if you're one of those people that can afford whatever you want whenever you want it, that's fine. I am proud of my collection. I love my collection. I have basically every one I want. And I'm not, griping on behalf of myself here. It's not a matter of that. I have a job. It doesn't pay great. I work the job I work because, I consider myself an artist, but I don't make good money being an artist. So I have to supplement that income. As far as me personally goes. But I can still swing everything that I'm able to, and I have to easily because, one, I live with me and my brother, and we kind of share a collection. We kind of split bills. So it takes some of the load off myself currently. But, it's not about me again. These things are really becoming cost prohibitive. And I think a little while ago, Hasbro even went on record as saying and there's nothing wrong on Hasbro's part from doing this, but at some point the line has to be drawn. Is that they're trying to make more money than ever, year in after year out. Those earnings have to continually increase. And if that means raising prices, if that means they're going to do whatever they got to do. But it's that coupled with distribution issues and who they're actually targeting here. And it really feels like, despite some of the efforts sometimes of Hasbro and the media, that they are just seriously targeting adults. But that's my opinion on that. But we also have the issue of sometimes it's just not appropriate for children, the Transformers, anymore. You know, you can go on any platform, Discord, Twitter, Facebook groups. You see people making sexualized jokes. But you even see it in Transformers groups and in Transformers communities. But you also see it, the images associated with the DeviantArt and Tumblr communities. And it's just an over-sexualization of the Transformers. And of course, there's always going to be some sexualization as long as you have, quote, male and female Autobots and Decepticons. But you have a big issue with taking something that's meant for children and distorting it into something it's not. And Hasbro's even been guilty of this by inserting those societal agendas within the franchises. And within, I just think that it's at a point now where it's up to older fans to keep the youths in their families into it by encouraging their love of the Transformers. But I think if left alone, they wouldn't have this natural love for them that we did as children. Because it's really not geared towards them anymore. I mean, that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We're going to go over the latest news and the poll results. Check out the poll results. And last week we asked the question of how disappointed are you that Transformers 1 won't be getting a sequel? And out of 88 votes, not a lot of people participated in this one. I guess a lot of them really just are tired of talking about the subject. But 60% of Transformers fans who did participate said that they are extremely disappointed that Transformers 1 won't be getting a sequel. And only 19%, which is the next highest participation rate, are indifferent to it. So the majority of fans are disappointed that Transformers 1 won't be getting a sequel. And that doesn't surprise me because the movie had a lot of support. A lot of fans did enjoy it. It wasn't for me personally, but if you did enjoy it, I'm also sad for you that you won't be getting a sequel because that's not going to happen, at least not anytime soon. Now, maybe someday, I think when another studio purchases the brand or the rights to it and Paramount loses it, then there may be a chance to do something with it there. But I think right now, and it's probably for the best, guys, to put everything as far as the films go on hold until they restructure, get their things straight, figure out where they want to take it next, and just give it time. But I think that we will see another Transformers movie. Now, it might not be a sequel to 1, but it will be another film, but it's just going to be a little while. So just hang in there. But yeah, that's how the fans that participated in our poll felt, and I'm not surprised. Let's move right along to this week's news. Of course, we have additional images of this Transformers Studio Series 86 Megatron, and including him holding himself, him in tank mode here. But the figure is up for pre-order in China, but not in the West yet. However, due to Hasbro's new fan stream, it's going to be, I'm hearing tomorrow. It's probably going to go up soon for pre-order. So get ready if you're excited for him. He's going to be here real soon. Also, we know that Nick Roach, the legend of IDW, is to attend TF Nation 2025, and that's August 8th through the 10th in Birmingham in the UK. And so if you're out there, go see Mr. Roche. And yeah, that sounds pretty cool. We also know that the Target exclusive Elite Seeker 2-pack, we have additional in-hand images of this. And you're dang right we do, because I got this 2-pack in today, and my God, it's awesome. I noticed that CMD store had him up for sale, or up for pre-order, and mine came in today. I'm loving this set, guys. I know that we've seen these molds several times. This is a fantastic mold with some really cool accessories. They actually come with swords. I love the cell shading in their windows. But yeah, I highly recommend this set if you're a Seeker fan. We also know that the 86 Studio Series 86 Mixmaster has made an appearance, and he's out already at Canadian retail, and he, of course, popped up at a Walmart in Quebec. And these guys are so lucky, I swear. They got Vortex already. They're in Quebec. They got Mixmaster already. And I don't think we even got anyone in the States here has gotten Vortex yet. So, I mean, it's just, I'm happy for those guys up there in the north, but man, I'll tell you, their distribution issues are all over the place. But anyhow, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. Appreciate you guys coming and listening. Yeah, we're going to catch you back next week for an all-new one. God bless you guys, until all are one. This podcast is made possible thanks to the support of listeners like you. Thank you.